For a couple of days I'm in Singapore between the flights, and during these 2 days I won't be able to shoot a full episode or review, but there are definitely some things I want to show you guys. This city and country at the same time is absolutely unique. It is a financial center of Asia, and with all that wealth concentrated in this one city comes also the showing of the wealth the citizens have. So the density of supercars, sports cars, luxury cars here is maybe amongst the highest in the world. So every fifth car, with no exaggeration, is either a sports car or a supercar or some luxury sedan, M or AMG car at least. So right now I have come to the Millennia Walk, which is one of the spots where you can see many supercars parked outside, and it is almost like being in exotic car exhibition. And that is actually stemming from 1996, if I'm not mistaken, when an open car park was introduced, which is free for all cars worth more than 300,000 euros or dollars. So it is kind of other way around. Instead of helping the poor, or maybe for someone who needs some financial aid, they help the rich to show off their wealth. And it is kind of a trick to attract tourists, car spotters, and just make this area look even more exclusive because of the cars that are parked here. So let's see what we can spot on the streets of Singapore.
This one is interesting. It's a very rare Volkswagen. Just kidding. It's parked between a Ferrari and a Bentley. So not all cars here are ultra rare supercars. Not everyone can afford a Ferrari. But even so, the drivers seem to be car enthusiasts anyway and choose more fun to drive models. Or at least choose a car color that stands out. At the foot of one of the investment bank's skyscraper, I noticed displayed something very interesting, a Neo EP9. It doesn't really represent the Singapore car scene as it is not road legal, but I couldn't walk past it. So even more impressive than the extreme looks are the EP9's numbers. It does 0 to 100 in 2.7 seconds, 1 megawatt of power which is delivered to each wheel by a separate motor. With all that battery capacity, range can exceed 400 kilometers if driven carefully, and price about 3 million euros. And the Achilles heel of most electric cars at the moment, the lengthy charging time, is solved with a simple solution: modular battery packs that can be swapped out for already recharged ones in 8 minutes. It's an engineering marvel. Walking back home, I wondered what's with this obsession with supercars here, what people do to afford them. And I met a couple of guys who stood by their Ferraris talking and kind of answered my question. One of them was an owner of a chain of clinics and the other one venture capitalist, whatever that means. When we talked about work-life balance, they said they mentally are always in the office. Even when going to a vacation, in a few days they get bored and start thinking about their businesses. So the hustle, work culture here is very strong and apparently drives people to achieve. When I told them about my travels, they said they couldn't afford it. And I was like, what? You can't afford something? But it was not the money they lack, it's the time. So maybe we envied each other a little bit for our own reasons. And by the way, those were not their only Ferraris.
Yeah. 348.
They had several of them in their garages amongst other cool cars. Guess where I'm going next?